Hello and welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia, Sachi's route. In the last episode, we, as Kasami Yuji, rejected Amane's kiss and scolded her instead, telling her that it would be ridiculous with a love relationship between them, as he had come to view Amane as part of his family. In the following aftermath, right after, Yuji was witness to a strange game of tongue-twisting between Makina and Sachi. When Makina scooted off with the distraction of the mention of food, Yuji tried to take on the diligent maid in a game tongue twister and lost. Sachi proceeded to claim that praising her was enough of a prize for winning. Let's continue. Abracadabra, chupacabra. A second recess period of the day begins. A highly suspicious ritual unfolds before my eyes. Hey Sakagi, our classmate seems to be using her twin tails as antennas in an attempt to intercept human brain waves. Hardly anything out of the ordinary, is it? Well, maybe not, but that strikes me as a problem in its own right. Come forth, Grand Genie Sachi! Paparapa! Did you call me, Michiru-sama? Completely indifferent to her whispers, Michiru finishes chanting her incantation. A powerful djinn promptly answers the call. Ah, so she's the spirit of the lamp now, huh? That's the idea. Thought it was about time I introduced a little variety in the way I asked Sachi for favors. Is that really necessary? Of course it is. I spent 2 whole hours yesterday rehearsing to pull off that ritual perfectly for your information. Although the majority of that time consisted of Michiru-sama watching an anime DVD she was using as reference material. Ah, you don't say. Okay then, Sachi. Got any face lotion lying around? Yes, I'm fairly sure I added some to my inventory after Amane-san's makeup lesson. As soon as she understands Michiru's request, Sachi trots off to her oversized storage locker in the back of the classroom. Thank you for your patience. This is what you wanted, yes? Yep, thanks. Alright, while you're at it, have a puff or anything? You know, the ones you go puff with? Well, yes, I suppose I do, but I'm not entirely sure they'll satisfy your requirements. With those words, Sachi grasps her chest with both hands. Huh? Puff, puff. Oh, I see. One could very well get lost between those modest but marshmallowy mama. Okay, no! I'm not asking for a little of the old puff. I need an actual puff, like one made of cotton. Ah, so that is what you meant. Homonyms are troublesome things indeed. No, I'm pretty sure you're the only person in the world who'll have trouble with that one. Somebody asks Sachi for a favor, leading to a subtle but bizarre misinterpretation. In the end, someone heaves an exasperated sigh. This, too, is hardly anything out of the ordinary. I've seen something of the sort so many times since coming to this school that it's practically part of the scenery by now. But when you stop and think about it... Oh, what you brooding about, my son? I'm not brooding. Also, I'm not your son. But your back looked like it was crying, you know? I suppose you could compare heavy sweat soaking through the back of your shirt to crying, but I'm not currently Sorry to derail this fascinating discussion, but Yuji, you had your eyes on Sachi just now, am I right? I don't mind you butting into the conversation, but do me a favor and keep your tits to yourself. I was hoping you'd be too lost in thought to put up a fight. If you want to take me by surprise, you're going to need more dramatic measures. I'd recommend knocking me unconscious, maybe sleeping pills or something of the sort. Whoa, hadn't even thought of that. Of course, if she actually tried mixing some drug into my food, I'm confident I'd notice 8 out of 10 times. But anyway, why were you watching Sachi? Well, just thinking about how familiar that routine of hers is by now. Yeah, I'm a little ashamed to hear you say that. Why is that? Well, you know, we've gotten a little spoiled because Sachi-chan's so earnest and reliable. From a neutral perspective, it might seem like we treat her pretty terribly, right? But I want you to understand that none of us mean it that way, at all. Yeah, personally, Sachin's my favorite playmate, and even Qa'Rajh's super good buds with her.
So you're saying that faithful servant routine's an expression of friendship or something?
Oh, I think I can probably tell from watching, but Sachin doesn't dislike it at all, you know?
Well, I guess not.
Compared to the others, Michiru tends to request menial gopher-style errands pretty frequently, but Sachi never shows any signs of irritation. On the contrary, she often overflows with gratitude, as if giving work offers a satisfaction in itself. But objectively speaking, a charitable attitude of that extreme has to be considered downright abnormal.
Pretty interesting girl in that sense.
Hold on a second. Yuji, are you interested in...
I see where you're going with this, but that's not what I meant.
Okay then. But still.
Komine Sachi, eh?
Did you call Kasami-san?
Impressive job picking up on my muttering, but no, I did not.
Is that so?
Sorry about that.
Please don't concern yourself. I understand it's very common for teenage boys to mumble the name of girls who arouse their sexual interest.
Don't lump me together with pure-hearted youth who can find joy in a crumpled old porn mag discovered under the boardwalk.
Very well, if you say so, Kasami-san, I won't do so again.
Right then.
This is strange as well. When I offer a retort to some weird statement of Sachi's, she fully accepts it, except my rebuke, basically overwriting her previous opinion. True, she often mumbles something like, "Is that so?" first, but that's nothing more than a rhetorical question or a request for clarification, if not an attempt to argue. Roughly speaking, Sachi's response to our orders run along a fixed course from confirmation to consent and finally implementation. But Sachi's definitely gotten a little weirder than she was before. You think so too, Michiru? I mean, come on, sure, she always had an eccentric side, but she wasn't coming to school in her underwear or anything.
So what brought on the change?
What? Oh please, don't even try to play dumb. There's only one possible answer.
Indeed. The two nod to each other and 4 narrowed eyes focus on my face.
Well, counting a certain somebody who's begun to stare contemptuously in my direction without even lifting her chin from her hand, I guess it's actually 6.
Sorry, but passionate gazes aren't going to get you what you want. Try flowers and a box of chocolate.
And of all people, it had to be a guy like this. Seriously, that one made even me wince a little bit. In short, they want to say this is my fault. Then again, I am the first male student at this school. In that sense, I'm acting as a foreign element added to a relatively stable mixture. Since Sachi's been forced to adjust to living in a dorm with me, I guess some changes in her behavior and attitude wouldn't be surprising.
Well, I won't deny my role in this.
Oh, a pretty admirable admission by your standards, Oni-chan.
Newcomers have to keep their heads down after all.
A little late for that now.
I feel I heard a cranky spirit griping about something in the corner of the classroom, but I'm going to say I was just hearing things.
What? But precisely because I'm a newcomer, there's a specific aspect of our class representative's behavior I'm beginning to wonder about.
I have to say though, I've been here a couple of months now, but I haven't seen Sachi refuse a request even once.
Huh? The instant I put my observation into words, Amada's eyes open wide in shock.
To rephrase it, it seems like Sachi's dictionary doesn't include the word impossible. I didn't mean anything else by it.
Yeah, sorry, I do understand what you're trying to say, but... Come to think of it, I wonder if Sachi's ever turned down someone who asked her for a favor.
What? You haven't seen it happen either, Amanu?
Yeah, I don't think I have. Hey, Makina, have you ever seen Sachin say no to someone? Ooh? Sachin shoot someone down? I don't think so. Okay then, how about you, Qa'Rajh? You ever seen Sachin refuse a request? Huh? Come on, use some common sense. Of course I haven't. Even Michiru, who seems to have provided the largest volume of requests by a significant margin... Okay, Yumiko, how about you? You were at this school from the start, so I'm sure you've seen it happen at least once, right? Kamina-san came here after you. I haven't known her any longer than you have. Wait, so you're saying... I have never seen it happen either.
In other words, despite living in close proximity to her for more than half a year, none of you have ever seen Sachi say no to someone?
Hold on a second.
If that's true, isn't that kind of amazing?
It's a crazy! Just who is this Sachi in our midst?
Makina's reaction is actually pretty understandable. Even if, by some chance, everyone's forgotten an occasion or two when Sachi did say no, this stronger consensus must mean she's gone along with the request an overwhelming majority of the time. Usually you'd only expect that kind of self-sacrifice from the Holy Mother reincarnate, or a very well-trained soldier.
By any chance, am I the topic of this discussion?
Well, calling it a discussion might be a bit of an overstatement, but...
In summary, we concluded that Sachi's an easy girl who'd do the dirty with anyone who'd ask. Not even close. Ouch! Good, if you hit me that hard, liquefied brains are gonna start leaking out of my ears, you know. Come on now, we got a fraidy cat in the room, so cut back on the gruesome. Yeesh.
Okay, moving on. I've got one question I want to ask you, Sachi.
And what would that be?
Can you remember refusing any request since you came to this school? Even one?
Well, let's see. Huh? What's going on here? Did someone flip your power switch? My apologies. I was just searching my memory, but from what I can recall, I don't believe such an event has taken place during my time here. So you seriously...
Not even once. All this time?
You seriously ain't refused a single one of our gazillion demands? I'm touched, deeply touched. Thanks for everything you do, Sachi.
Seriously, no kidding.
You're a class rep among class reps, little lady.
Michiru and the others abruptly swarm around Sachi, surprised and enthusiastic to discover such an impressive feat so close at hand. They resemble nothing so much as an eccentric soccer team mobbing a defender for scoring the come from behind goal in the extra time. Oh, poor Sachi. On the other hand, the hero in question doesn't quite seem to understand why she's getting the star treatment all of a sudden. You can practically see the question mark floating above her head. Well, bit late in the game, but it seems they've finally taken note of your meritorious service, Sachi.
My meritorious service, is it? Right, you're actually pretty amazing, you know that?
In some ways, I think you're more of a maid than most actual maids could ever hope to be. Is that so?
I mean, come on, the other day I just gave you this vague description of the cover art and you still got me the CD I wanted.
On that occasion, I posted on a website where you can ask many different kinds of questions. A kind individual told me the name of the album and directed me to a place I could purchase it. The Yoo-Hoo Bag of Wisdom. And when I mumbled about wanting to try authentic regional Koshihikari rice, you brought me some the very next day, didn't you? And it was fresh pre-packed stuff too. Yes, it was roughly an hour and 45-minute trip on the Juetsu bullet train, but fortunately I was able to obtain some directly from a local farmer. His name was Kobayashi, incidentally. If it took an hour 45 to get out there, we're probably talking about the Juetsu rice growing region. Girl must have been wandering around way out in the sticks.
Okay, so how'd you get your hands on that limited edition zombie game from overseas?
I found an unopened box on the foreign auction site eBay. You went that far? Well, I suppose yes, but it's not as though I was doing anything particularly special myself. Apparently Sachi's finally caught on to the fact that she's being praised, as her cheeks have grown slightly red. Oh, you can even see it on her face, actually. She did mention that Amane and Michiru haven't been complimenting her as much as they used to, so this sudden barrage of appreciation might be fairly enjoyable. Nothing particularly special, huh? True, our community is small scale and relatively isolated from the outside world, but she offered her help to everyone here quite literally without fail. That alone would be pretty remarkable by almost any standard, but Sachi seems to be completely oblivious to this fact. Of course, when you're here never once, I think it's only human nature to feel a little interest in seeing that streak broken. Oh, Yuji. I guess it might go without saying, but the laundry facilities in our dormitory are pretty high class. The machines are state-of-the-art combination washer-dryers. So long as you can handle pushing a button, the rest is pretty much automatic. My attitude toward housework have always been indifferent at best, but these things still make my life noticeably easier. For example, I'm currently heading to the 3rd floor, secure in the knowledge I can get my laundry more or less taken care of in time it takes my rice to cook. Spin, spin, the drum spins around as the earth spins round, and as I watch, my eyes spin round, wee-yah-hee. But when I reach the top of the stairs, I find Sachi in front of the machine singing a funky avant-garde tune to herself as the laundry tumbles around inside. If you've lost your way in life, I'll lend an ear to your troubles. If anything, the most troubling problem currently facing me is attempting to decipher the meaning of your words, Kasami-san. Alright, then what was with that song just now? Ah, that's a little number called Wash and Clean the Soul. A maiden's heart needs no detergent. Lyrics and composition, Irisu Makina. Arrangement, Su Amane. I see. Understood. I'll buy that. The only people I can picture coming up with a song like that are A. Drunken office workers lying around a train station at 2:30 in the morning, and B. Irisu Makina. Incidentally, my laundry today consists of 2 pairs of underwear and 2 maid uniforms. And you're telling me this why? Perhaps it was presumptuous of me, but Kasami-san, I believe I detected a distinct gleam of curiosity in your eyes. Appreciate the thought, but that was your mistake. Ah, I do apologize. Considering your skills, I'm sure you're quite capable of determining the spinning drum's contents from a glance across the room. Sachi, my friend, I'm genuinely curious. Just what kind of skills do you think I've been developing? Okay, let's just change the subject. Since you're up here watching your laundry, I guess you already ate dinner? Yes, after completing my laundry and taking a bath, I'll be about ready to end my day. I see. A wholesome rhythm of life you got there. Very much the model student. Incidentally, have you eaten as well, Kasami-san? Oh, did she just get undressed? No, not yet. Why? I've heard that it's healthiest to finish your supper before 9 p.m. Apparently it's harder to gain weight that way, yes. You are already aware? Knowledgeable as always, Kasami-san. More importantly, Sachi. Yes? What can I do for you? Can I go ahead and smack you at this point? In theory, I don't dislike the rough approach, but personally I'd prefer if we took things a little more gently at first. Once again, I find myself wondering whether you're even a human being. That's very strange indeed. I wonder why. Take a look at yourself and think about it, specifically what you're wearing. I'm currently in my underwear. Yes you are. Tell me, are you the type who finds sexual excitement in exposing yourself in front of other people? No, I am not. Then why did you take off your clothes? Because I'm planning to take a bath in the immediate future. I see. This room's right next to the grand bath, so you're trying to make efficient use of time spent waiting for your laundry. You are as perceptive as always. That said, efficiency isn't really enough of a reason to justify this personal strip show, but should I even bother trying to explain that to her? Would you like to join me? In what? Your flashing enthusiast club? No, I'm talking about the bath. Well, I believe I've just received an unambiguous invitation to take a bath with a classmate of the opposite gender. But as I understand it, for men and women beyond the age of puberty, such an act requires either financial transaction or a certain degree of pre-existing intimacy. Sachi and I are merely classmates. We're not in a relationship and we're not blood-related siblings. I want to think it's natural for me to feel a little dubious here. That is to say, if it's alright with you, Kasami-san. Let's see. I don't find the idea particularly objectionable, but I'll pass this time. I see. For one thing, I'm currently in the middle of making dinner. Very impressive, so you scheduled this visit in order to make doubly efficiency of your use of your time? Well, yeah, more or less. For another thing, I have a feeling it'd be difficult to make up an excuse if one of the others walked in on us. In that case, let's postpone until a more opportune moment presents itself. Yeah, sounds about right. Enjoy the bath. Certainly. Please do enjoy your meal as well, Kasami-san. I'm sure visions of my naked body will add a pleasant spice to your food. Maybe a smack upside the head would have been best after all. Looks like it's about time. After quickly double-checking the clock on the wall, I leave my room. When I reach the 3rd floor, I find the laundry room empty. Of course, since there's only 6 boarders in this dormitory, that's hardly unusual in itself, but... As I bend forward to retrieve my dried laundry, I notice something slightly odd about this picture.
Sachi left her laundry in the machine?
These machines take approximately 70 minutes to wash and dry a load of clothing. When Sachi headed off to take her bath, the display on her machine read somewhere around 15 minutes. In other words, it'd been sitting here ready for nearly an hour. My master once told me, young women love their long-ass bath, but 70 minutes is a little much. And it's hard to believe Sachi would have returned without taking her laundry, especially since we were just talking about efficiency. Above all else, I don't think I've ever seen her leave a job so sloppily unfinished before. Something feels wrong about this.
Even if Sachi really is just taking a long soak, it shouldn't be a problem if I call out to her through the door.
When I make my way to the changing room, Sachi's slippers quickly catch my eyes. Hard to picture her wandering off barefoot for no good reason, which would mean...
Sachi, it's me. Are you in there?
I try calling out from near the door, but there's no response. I can't make out the sound of running water either, so it doesn't seem like she's in the middle of a shower.
In that case, I think immediate action's called for. Sachi, if you're in here, respond.
This time I shout Sachi's name loudly, but there's still nothing that sounds like a reply.
What's that?
But when I give the room a careful survey, I notice a small head poking out of the water next to the far window. 24,405, 2,407, and she's mumbling quietly to herself. Counting something? Puzzled, I approach Sachi along the edge of the bath. A few meters away, I finally notice that her eyes aren't open.
Sachi!
The instant I understand that Sachi is muttering deliriously, I reach into the warm water and pull her out of the bath. 2,412, 2,413. Her expression blank and vacant, Sachi continues to mumble a string of numbers. From the symptoms, it seems fairly clear that she fainted from overly long exposure to this sauna-like temperature.
I think an emergency rest and recovery period's in order.
With that decided, I haul Sachi's naked body out of the bathroom, then carefully carry her down the stairs to the second floor.
Excuse me, coming in.
In consideration to the room's owner, I give approximately half a second of advance notice before barging in. Not waiting for permission, I set Sachi down on the bed. What, Yuji? Why, you brought a woman and she's naked?
Sorry, but there's no time to argue right now. Could you get me a bag of ice and a wash ball? Sooner rather than later.
A bag of ice and a... Right, got it. Quickly grasping the nature of the situation, Amanda runs off to the bathroom without any further questions. Seems bringing Sachi to this room in particular was the right call. Oh, she's... That's an adorable picture. And it's safe too. About 15 minutes after I brought her to Amanda's room, Sachi's breathing settles into a soft, regular rhythm of sleep. I think I roughly understand the situation, but would you be so kind as to give me a quick explanation of what happened here?
Long story short, Sachi fainted in the grand bath and I found her there.
And then you carried her to my room?
Yeah, I figured you'd be most reliable by finding this sort of situation.
Darn, when you feed me a line like that, all that casually, I can't even get angry. Sachi, you can't die! Don't go to the light! Makina, she's not feeling well, so keep it down. Yush! Apparently even Makina can realize that it's not appropriate time for the usual song and dance. She accepts Amanda's warning and quietly plops herself down at Sachi's bedside. So, what stage is Sachin's scariest carcinoma?
She doesn't have cancer. She just got lightheaded from staying in the bath too long.
Phew, that's a load off my mind. But she's never done anything like this before. Why now, all of a sudden?
She seemed to be counting something in there. I expect someone put a strange idea in her head. Probably Michiru or...
Ew. Hey there, Makina. Did you perhaps say something to Sachin? Nah. But just now you gulped, didn't you? Oh. Truth is, during lunch today we were talking about becoming women who can count to 10,000 in a hot bath. Oh. As the circumstances come to light, Amani heaves a heavy sigh. It's pretty clear that Sachi took Makina's hyperbole 100% literally and interpreted it as a mandatory new part of her bathing routine. I mean, where did this weird endurance test of yours even come from? On the TV yesterday, they were going about how modern kids are weak-willed wimps who can't even count to 100 in the bath and all that. I'm sort of had this nasty vision of my first boss in the real world muttering the worthless slacker generation while stopping out his cigarette in an ashtray, you know. Not a bad frame of mind, but you do know how Sachin thinks, right? I'm really sorry, you know. Since she's actually offered a half-sincere sounding apology for once, Makina seems to be feeling something surprisingly close to genuine remorse, a rare sight indeed. At some point during this exchange, Sachi opened her eyes ever so slightly. Aww. 2,414, 2,415. In the next instant, she picks up the count exactly where she left off, like some sort of human time bomb. Come on, Makina, hurry up and reset her.
Gotcha. Listen up, Sachin. You don't have to count to 10,000 every single time you take a bath.
Really? Forget every single time. You don't have to do it at all. It's just a bath. Come out when you feel like it, okay? Certainly. As soon as the words are out of her mouth, Sachi's eyes fall shut and her body goes totally limp. Phew. Right, I think we're okay for the time being. So you think that's going to be enough to keep this from happening again? I can't say that with absolute certainty, but it's gotten us through plenty of similar problems before. In that case, couldn't you have done something about the way she addresses Michiru? That's kind of a special case. Michiru's tried countless times to take it back, but Sachin just won't budge in it.
It's Qa'Rajh's own stupid fault for going on and on about absolute command and for all eternity and all that.
I see. So she made an over-aggressive attempt at impressing Sachi with her character right off the bat, and it backfired spectacularly.
Hoisted on her own petard, for sure.
Well, Sachin's diligence is a good thing, but it'd be nice if she could be a little more flexible every once in a while.
Sachin's fine just the way she is. The over-serious and ditzy combo's a hell of adorable.
Somehow, a diligent personality doesn't quite feel sufficient as an explanation for all this. Alright then, Makina, let's make some new ice while she's resting.
Roger, Captain.
Energetic as always, Makina patters off to the kitchen ahead of Amani.
By the way, I hear the water's been boiled before... water that's been boiled before turns into ice faster, you know?
Alright, the Mbappe effect, or whatever, isn't it? Well then, Sachi's... I turn back to the bed to find the maid in question has regained consciousness. Kasami-san is standing before my eyes. Yep, I'm Kasami Yuji, but more importantly, are you Kumine Sachi? Yes, my name is Kumine Sachi. Seems that she's recovered enough of her wits to often offer a coherent responses. And why am I here exactly? You lost consciousness in the Grand Bath. I found you there and brought you to Amana's room for treatment. Is that so? I do apologize for causing you such trouble. Well, it wasn't much of an inconvenience, really. Wouldn't even qualify as trouble in my book. Is that so? My attempt at downplaying the incident seems to have been appropriate, as Sachi smiles in evident relief. It seems I offended in front of you again. Yep, so it seems. I answer Sachi's statement with an artificial attempt at a reassuring smile. Since I'm talking to a dazed invalid, I decided to play along, but I don't remember this ever happening before. I'm not sure where the again part is coming from. She must still be pretty out of it, I guess.
Oh, you woke up, Sachin?
Yeah, it seems I caused you trouble as well, Maki-chan. I'm sorry.
No, but it was my fault for saying weird stuff, you know. You didn't do anything bad, Sachin.
Sachi's expression grows thoughtful. She seems to be thinking back on the incident and attempting to analyze her behavior. Don't try to think too hard right now. Makina's admitting she's to blame here, so leave it at that. Yes, certainly.
So, how you feeling?
I'm okay. A little dazed, that's all. I'll be fine.
Okay, get better soon so you can give me a good spanking, alright? I'll be waiting.
Yeah, alright. Sachi answers Makina with a gentle smile, but by the end of the conversation I can see fine beads of sweat running down her face.
Oh, you can even see those.
Okay, that's enough talk for now. Take it easy for a while.
Yes. With that short response, Sachi closes her eyes to sleep once more.
Hey there, Makina.
Ooh?
Sorry, but can you watch over Sachi for the rest of the day?
Heck yeah! I've read lots of books about doctors, you know? I can handle anything from polypic excisions right up to a triple bypass with ease.
How very reassuring.
Not to worry, I'll be here as well.
Sorry, kind of feel like I'm pushing all the hassle onto you.
Don't worry, it's fine. After all, we can't exactly have a young man looking after a sick, vulnerable girl, right?
You're quick at the uptake. I like that about you.
As compensation, next time I get sick, maybe I'll make you nurse me back to health all day long, Has this woman already forgotten the words she literally just said, or has she simply decided that rules don't apply to her?
I'll see what I can do about that.
Hehehe. Smirking in a way more befitting a dirty old man than a young woman, Amanis saunters back to the kitchen. All well and good that I got my classmate through her little crisis unscathed, but that achievement seems to have come at a considerable price. And we shall see if that considerable price is important. But we shall do so in the next episode. So until then, take care.